This is the Andycine R1 pocket light. It is an insanely powerful RGB light that you can fit in your pocket for under $100. And in this video, we're going to take a close look at it and see if it's worth its price. What's up everybody, I'm Jake McHugh and this channel is all about making better videos. I do gear reviews and test videos to help you determine what gear you need to make the videos you want to achieve. If that's something that may interest you, consider hitting the subscribe button down below. As a disclaimer, Andycine sent me this product free for review, but I'm not obligated to say anything in particular, nor will this video be reviewed before being released, and you'll be getting my honest review just like all the other videos on the channel. If this light happens to wow you by the end of the video, I will have a link down in the description below, and this link will be affiliated, meaning that I will receive a small commission at no extra cost to you. First things first, I want to show you everything that you get in the box when you order this light, and I definitely can feel the weight of the light inside the box. So let's open this up here, and you got a card right here to start it off. I think it's just a warranty card. Yep. We got a manual in case you need instructions on how to use it. And then we have our light inside this wrapper here. And here's what our light looks like. Seems pretty nice build quality, just straight out of the box, but more on that in a bit. And then we have this little drawstring bag. That's kind of nice for when you want to transport or carry the light around in like a camera bag. And then we have, it looks like a USB-C cable here. Let's see how long this is. I'd say that's roughly about a foot long. So foot long USB-C cable. And then we have a hot shoe 1/4-20 adapter for the bottom of the light. Let me pull that out for you guys quick. And here is our hot shoe adapter to put on the bottom of the light because it's got 1/4-20. Moving on to the size and build quality, the body is made out of aluminum and feels really nicely built and solid in hand, and the only thing that is plastic is the diffusion in front of the LED chips. Nothing really feels too cheap on it other than maybe the buttons if I'm being picky, but I'm willing to overlook this at its price. The R1 is considered a pocket light, and this is for good reason because it's only 126 millimeters in length, 70 millimeters in height, and 14.5 millimeters in thickness. This light weighs 200 grams, and while looking at it, you wouldn't think it weighs that much considering its size, but you feel every gram due to its great build quality, like I mentioned. On the back, we have a small OLED for viewing our different settings. On the top, we have our on-off switch. To the right of that, we have the silver mode button, which allows us to toggle through different modes like color temperature, RGB, and the 7 simulation scenarios. On the side, we have a plastic rocker dial for adjusting our settings, and below that is the USB-C charging port. On the bottom is where you will find the single 1/4-20 thread for the supply cold shoe mount, or for when you want to mount it to your light stand. Now let's jump into some specs. You have an adjustable color temperature ranging from 2500 to 7000 Kelvin, and the brightness ranging from 10 to 100%, and you can adjust this in 1% increments. To adjust the brightness, you simply press the rocker in once to jump down to the brightness settings, and then you can move the rocker up and down to get your desired brightness. For hue or HSI adjustments, you just press the mode button once, and then you have 360 degrees of the color wheel for your RGB needs, but you can adjust the saturation of the color, unfortunately. One last cool feature is the 7 special effects or common scenario simulations, and to access this, you just press the mode button once again when in the HSI mode, and then you can begin cycling through with the rocker to see simulations like lightning or cop car lights, and this could be handy when doing narrative work. The CRI, or how accurate a light renders color, is rated at 95 for this light, which means that the colors are very accurate and you don't have to worry too much about inaccurate color shifts. This light rocks a 3600 milliamp internal battery that supports power delivery with USB Type-C and rapid charging. Andycine claims with the USB-C capability, you are able to fully charge this light in 3 hours with an incorporated safety feature that prevents overheating, and with my testing, this seems to hold true. Along with that, you're supposed to be able to get 2 hours of runtime at full power, but with my testing, I only got 1 hour and 46 minutes, but I think it's important to mention that I don't think you will be running it on full power that often because the output of this light is insane for its size. And if you ever needed more runtime, you could just use a USB power bank, but make sure you have one that can output 2.4 amps since this light pulls 10 watts. To show the power or output of this light, we're going to see if we can use this small light as a key light in a pinch. Alrighty, so what you are seeing right now is the R1 used as a key light, and I'm doing this by using an umbrella, and I have the light set at 5500 Kelvin and 100% output, so this is the max brightness. And from what I can tell on my small flip-up screen, it looks like you could possibly get away with it. You're definitely going to need a fast lens. I'm shooting at f1.4 and 400 ISO on my Sony a6400, and I have the light right on top of me here. So you might be able to get away with it in a pinch, but it definitely isn't ideal whatsoever. But it kind of does speak for the output of this light, which is pretty insane. Now, one issue with the umbrellas is that you can't control the direction of the light at all. As you can tell, the whole ambient lighting in the room in general is much higher or brighter than what it was with my softbox setup. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below on how this setup looks, and if you think you could get away with this in a pinch. I also thought it would be a good idea to try it with a reflective umbrella, just because the intensity or the output is a lot greater with those compared to normal diffusion umbrellas. So I am having the R1 about arm's width away. I can easily adjust the settings, and I can see the OLED. I'm at 85% this time instead of 100, and I have it shooting up into the reflective umbrella here, and then it's bouncing back towards me. It's a little bit more intense. The shadows are a little bit harsher, but it's much more directional as well. As you can see, the room lighting, the ambient lighting isn't as high as it was with the other umbrella. But I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below between this setup and if you think you could get away with the R1 in a pinch. This definitely isn't ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but I think if you can get the light right on you and you're doing just like a simple talking head like this, it could work. Now, on how or when I would use this personally, I'm actually using it right now as a background light behind me, but you could also use it as a hair or rim light as well. This is what it looks like when we are not using a hair or rim light. And this is what it looks like when we are using the R1 as a hair or rim light. And I have it mounted just out of frame to my drop ceiling using a clamp. And I'll have the clamp linked down in the description below if you want to check that out. But if you look right here, you can see that I'm a little bit backlit, and there's some light hitting me here that helps separate me from the background. And I have the light set to around 10%, and I have the color temperature set to match the lamp behind me. That way it looks like the lighting is motivated or coming from the lamp for this setup. It would also be handy as a practical light if you were to use it in a lamp, or if I were to use it like on the other shelf here behind my lenses. Lastly, I've been finding myself using it when shooting product B-roll for the channel as well, just to backlight the product a little and help separate it from the background. Now, if I had to pick any cons, I would say that the supply cord that comes with the light is a little bit on the short side, but you can easily find another USB-C cord pretty much anywhere nowadays. Along with that, there's no app integration with this light, and for some that may be a deal breaker, but for me personally, I don't find myself using the apps for the lights I already own too often anyways, but this is something to make note of. Now, is it a good value for the money or worth the cost of its price tag? You can find this light for around $65 to $70, and for this price, I think it's well worth it if you are looking for a small RGB light. When looking at this, it kind of reminds me of something in between a Bowling P1 or the Falcon Eyes F7 and the Aperture MC. While the Bowling P1 has that awesome crankshaft arm mount and the Falcon Eyes F7 may have the better build quality, this light comes in around half the price of those lights and does most of what those lights can do. And while the Aperture MC is smaller, magnetic, and has really nice app integration, it doesn't have the output that this light has, and again, this light is $20 cheaper. So would I recommend this light? Yes, I do. Given its price, it features a great bang for your buck. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.